This will be a short video for me to get something off my chest that I've hesitated to talk about because I don't like it when Christians argue with each other. It annoys me that the other side appears united, and we do not sometimes. But if I don't say this, it's going to stick with me, and I need to get it off my chest to take care of myself and hopefully help anyone else who thinks like me, who might also be offended by this attitude. So here goes. I'm not going to name people or channels because that is not the point, but there are Christians out there who believe that we are in the end times, but they have this attitude that they need to preach at others, not to spend time learning about our enemy and the occult. They specifically mention Nephilim and people who teach about that history and the elites. For example, one person who claims to have been brought up in an elite family and taught to astral travel from a young age and claims that they went into that realm and met with demons who they called ascended masters and light beings, etc., said this. So I used to think that those people who talked about astral travel and magic and witchcraft were full of it or just on drugs. And then I realized that no, actually the elites do this as part of their religion. The royals do this. This is how they take instructions from the fallen. It's one of the ways that they're trained to do this. And we know that this is part of their religion, and they accompany it with psychedelics. I've covered that before in many videos. We know that the elite club band members sing about this. I've covered that before in many videos. We know that pagans do this, traveling into the astral world and the underworld, which I've talked about before in other videos. These royals are the ones who control the world, and they are the ones manipulating the weather, destroying our homes, trying to poison us, demonize our children, and so on. They are the ones who believe and document that they are descended from Nephilim, and I've covered that with proof in many videos before. And this is the hidden history of the world. This is also a major theme throughout the Bible, and also one of the main purposes that Jesus came to defeat all of that once and for all. So how is that not important to talk about? I honestly do not even know how people can make that argument with a straight face. They say things like, you should focus only on righteousness in your relationship with God and what is written only in the Bible, saying that, yeah, it is interesting and all, that history, but not what you should focus on because you can get demonized. So allow me to respond to that attitude. Number one, not all of us have been to the astral world and communicated with the demonic or light beings, so forgive me if I think it is kind of important to know, especially when the elites are doing it, to communicate with the fallen about how to destroy my family with all that demonic teaching they're getting. To me, that's not old, irrelevant news. Number two, I think all of this becomes even more important to understand based on the times we are in, with weather modification, demonic summoning, poisoning, trying to corrupt our children, all of that on the rise. And number three, do not assume that someone doesn't read the Bible and try to live righteously as possible. And at the same time, also learn how the world works. If you can't do both at the same time, then that is your own issue to deal with. Personally, I would keep that to myself, but whatever. One of the people who harps this way in their videos more than once is not all that righteous because I know them personally. So, to people who are trying to shame people like me, mind your own business, get off your high horse, and I will continue to pray about what I cover. We all have individual relationships with God and do not need to be preached at. I do not come on your channel to correct your MO because it's your channel. And I also don't like it when people try to act or speak as if they are being helpful while at the same time deviously undermining the point that I'm trying to make. I think it's important to speak plainly, which is one of the reasons that I'm making this video. And I'm doing it on my own channel, which I work very hard on. Thanks for listening.